Hey guys, what's up? theheartyaerie here again. I just want to do a quick video about the elections. By the way, we vote in like 6 days, 5 days, something like that. So, I'm gonna just put out my opinion real quick about the presidential election, who I'm voting for, that type of thing. And guys, I know we are too close to election day for you to like sway your vote or whatever. I ain't trying to do that. Vote for whoever you think is best. But I want to talk a little bit about my opinion and what's going on and blah 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 blah. Okay, a lot of people don't know this, but we actually have 5 candidates, not 2. So our 2 main candidates everybody knows is Donald J. Trump and Hillary something Clinton. And then we also have 3 other people who are running from the Libertarian Party. We have Gary Johnson. And the Green Party, we have Jill Stein. And from the, I believe it's the Constitutional Party, we have Daryl Castle. I didn't know about Daryl Castle until like a month ago. So I don't really know what to say about him. I just know he's some old conservative guy from a conservative party who's pro-life. I think, yeah, pro-life. And that's all I know about him, so I can't really say much more than that. If you're interested, go look him up. It's too close for me to be interested. I don't think he has a chance for anything, like, at all. Like, I don't even think he has a chance of making 5% of the vote. So, I'm not even bothering with even thinking about looking into to vote for him this year, because it's just it's too close for me to be able to go with somebody who's that far behind. Just because, like, I think as of right now the polls is less than 1%. So yeah, I know of one person in my personal life who's like hardcore voting for him, but that's just mostly because this person is very conservative on all belts and does not like Trump. So next best option is obviously Daryl Castle, because a lot of people will say that Gary Johnson is the next best option if you're conservative. I completely disagree, but then again, I don't like Gary Johnson. So we're going to talk about Clinton a little bit. I kind of cringe just thinking about it, honestly. I don't like her. I don't want her to be our president. I think she's the worst candidate out of all 5 of them. I think she's one of the worst candidates I've seen in my lifetime. Now, granted, I didn't pay attention to politics like this until I was in like the 6th or 7th grade. Most people my age didn't even pay attention to it until like 2012. Some didn't even pay attention to it until it even didn't pay attention until this year. Some still haven't paid attention yet. So yeah, I don't like her. I think she's awful. Just her politics alone, just what she stands for, and the things that she wants to do, just that alone, I don't like her. But all of the other stuff on top of it, the Benghazi, Watergate emails, the lying, the Clinton Foundation, the treating women like shit after her husband cheated on her, and like, yeah, all of that also plays a role into why I don't like her, but just on her politics alone, I don't like her. So yeah. And I know a lot of people, you can get into the scandalous stuff, like all the email, the Benghazi, and all of that. A lot of people like to bring up Bill Clinton, and a lot of people when they hear this, go, well, you can't really, like, Bill is not running for president, Hillary is. And for the most part, I completely agree with that. I think that you can't 100% go off of what her husband believes or what her husband has done to prove what kind of president she would be. However, it does kind of play a little bit of a role in it. There are things that I would say it's perfectly fine to bring up Bill in, and that is kind of politics. He was president before, and he is married to her, and usually when two people are married, they have very similar viewpoints. Not always. There are people who are like completely opposite, who get married, and those don't usually work out, because when you have to have, in order to be married for that long, as long as they have, you have to have some similarities in your political views. It just, if they didn't have some sort of similar views, they would have been forced by now, especially with everything that they have gone through, with the scandals and the cheating and the adultery and all of that, that everybody knows about. So I'm not going to talk about it in this video, because this video is already going to be long enough without me talking a whole lot about the details of these different scandals that I'll be mentioning. And if you don't, you can always go look them up. But I think it's fine to show that, hey, Bill believes this. I don't think it's okay to like base your full opinion on Hillary off of that, because even though that they are going to have similar viewpoints and they are going to have similar political stances, they're still going to have different stances as well. Like, my parents themselves, they have very similar stances in a lot of areas, but then there are other areas that they kind of super disagree on each other with. But so they are, even though they are married, they are going to have different viewpoints on certain things. They're two different people, so you can't base fully off of what Bill has done politically. But my chair won't stop moving. But you can use it to kind of gauge some things. I think it's also okay to bring Bill into things when you are talking about the Clinton Foundation within itself, because they run that together. I don't know a whole lot about the Clinton Foundation, to be quite honest with you, but since they run it together and all of that, I think it's perfectly fine to look at the way Bill has run those kinds of things, because they are partners in that. They are doing it together. It's their foundation. So it does kind of say a little bit about how she runs things as well. Also, I think it's okay in the whole cheating thing, but in a different way than a lot of people are doing. So a lot of people, they get, especially Hillary supporters, get really mad when people bring up that she stayed with a cheater, and that shouldn't have anything to do with whether she should be president or not. And I agree with that. I think that the fact that she stayed with somebody who cheated on her in a marriage should not play a role in how she's going to be the president. However, the way she handled that situation is where I think it's okay to bring the Bill cheating scandal into things. It's not the fact that she stayed with a cheater. A lot of people do that. People can forgive people. We also don't know their personal situation. For all we know, they could have an open marriage. Not a legally open marriage, but between themselves. Yeah, and if they're okay with that, then, I still think it's wrong, obviously, but it kind of explains a lot. But again, we don't know their personal situation. We don't know what they've gone through together. We don't know what they've agreed on, what they've forgiven each other for, all of that. I think that there are plenty of situations where you can be cheated on and still stay with if you love them and if they're willing to work on it with you and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah. However, the problem I have with this situation is the way she handled the situation. There's plenty of evidence. I haven't looked into it a whole lot because, like I said, I don't like her politics. So if I don't like her politics, I don't really care about her scandals either, because I'm still not going to vote for her. Women like shit. There is recordings of it. She treated those women like shit and backed up her husband. And I understand the backing up your husband thing, because he's your husband. And that's what people do when they're married. It's kind of how things work a lot of the time. But the way she treated those people is where I have issues, you know. Because, yeah, it wasn't her fault that he cheated on her, but it was her fault that she treated these other women like shit. And, yeah, those other women, I mean, they cheated with him, so I understand why she did it, but I don't agree with it. I think, you know, if you're going to treat the women like shit because they slept with your husband or your boyfriend, you kind of gotta lose the guy too. It just kind of says something about your character to blame only one person and to say it's okay for one person and not the other. Because Bill knew he was married as well. So that's where I stand on that scandal. I do think that in certain aspects of what Bill has done is okay to bring up. I don't think you should solely make your decision off of those things, but I think it's definitely something to take note of. And yeah, the fact that he cheated on her and she stayed with him is not really something that I would say is a negative aspect of her character, but the way she handled the other part of that situation does say a lot about her character, and how she would run this country, and that would be awful. Okay, enough about cringy Clinton. Let's move on to the second main candidate, Donald Trump. Now, I voted for Donald Trump in the primaries because I got a Republican ballot for the primaries, and I voted him, and he won in my state, and blah blah blah. I was originally going to vote for Ben Carson, but then he dropped out, so while he was still on the ballot, there was at that point no reason for me to vote for somebody who had already dropped out. So I didn't vote for him, and I went with the next best option, which was Donald Trump. I had my reasons for doing that. I'm not going to say they were all completely logical reasons, but based off of the knowledge I had at that time, Donald was the best Republican option. I have my reasons for not voting for the other people, but those don't matter because it's over, and I don't really regret that decision. I think whether I had voted or not, Donald Trump would have still won in my state, and so, yeah. I, however, am no longer voting for Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump is a pig, and I think he would make an awful president. He's not as cringy as Clinton, but he would be an awful president, nonetheless. I don't have much time to finish recording, so okay. Yeah, he's not diplomatic enough. He doesn't have the reasoning skills, the social skills and the reasoning skills that you need to be the president of the United States of America. I can see him getting in a room with another leader that he does not like and just screaming at that person the whole time, and that's obviously not appropriate. So I don't think he would be able to handle things well. I think, if he wanted to run for the treasurer, I'd vote for that. I'd be all for that. I think he'd make a great treasurer. President, not so much. There's just so much more goes into it, and I don't think he realizes all the things that go into being president. Somebody else said this, and I completely agree with them, that, I think that he wants to win because he wants to win, and not because he actually wants the job. And that's so true. I don't think he actually knows what it takes to do the job, and I don't think that it's the job he actually wants. If he does win president, he will only be president for one term, if he even makes it through without I can't do this anymore. But yeah, not a good option. Diplomatically, it's just not a good choice. Also, he's a pig, and yes, I am going to bring up the videotape, of course. Let's dispute a few points to this. And I do think it's completely okay to bring this up, because it is about him, and it's something that he did. So I do think that it is applicable for our decision making as to whether or not we will vote for him as our president. Yes, those things were said over a decade ago. I get that. I get that people's opinions and their thoughts change, especially in a 10-year or 11-year time span. Mine most certainly have. However, he hasn't shown that has changed. He has shown that he's better at covering those kind of thoughts up, but he has not done anything to show that he still doesn't think in that way, and that he doesn't still do those types of things. As far as it being just locker room talk, to a certain extent, maybe. However, he didn't say it as if it were just locker room. If it were locker room talk, he would have said something along the lines of, I'd like to just kiss her and she'd let me, or I probably could grab women by the clothes and they'd be okay with it because I'm famous. But he said that he has done it, and that he does it, and that he said it like it's a normal thing that he actually does in his daily life. That's not locker room talk. That's I'm a creepy perv talk. Yeah, that's just, we don't talk like that. Okay, that's not okay. So yeah, those are the two main points. I think there was another point that people bring up a lot, but I can't remember what it is. That doesn't really matter at this point. So yeah, I'm going to cut off the video here and start working on the editing, and I will record the second half of this video later. I gotta go to class. Bye! The heartyaerie. What?